I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned. Because you can be the most brilliant motherfucker. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all. There were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster, but somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what? I should be the lead of the next Spike Lee movie. So I should be starring opposite Denzel. Because that's what happened with everybody else.
The main thing I feel people do not understand or don't realize is that success does not always equate to intelligence or how smart you are. Even if you're Elon Musk, he's still stupid in different ways. Okay, yes, he has a high IQ, but he's not the smartest, right? Like he is, but he isn't at the same time. Okay, there's different ways for IQs. All right, when it comes to book smart, creativity smart. It varies in different factors because everyone has their stupid, slow moments. So, nonetheless, at the end of the day, success is really more measured in action and reasonableness. Action, value, service to people, being a producer, more of a producer than a, quote, consumer. That's really what success is. What value do you provide to society? The bigger your goals are, the more value you can provide to more people, the more money you'll make. That's literally how the game goes. And when it comes to it, yes, you pretty much have to do something that's business oriented. And although, yeah, a business isn't for everyone, and that may be true, depending on a lot of different factors, location, overhead costs, a lot of different things, depending on what it is, how much money you got to put back into it to get the supplies, to get the necessities and the materials. Yeah, like I said, depending on what it is, it will be demanding, it will be taxing, it will be hard, it will be stressful, maybe even overstimulated. But we're in a new era now, so you don't need a physical location. But like I said, it's not about how smart you are. You have to be creative. Creativity comes from the power of the mind. The power of the mind is all within not only what you believe, are you willing to challenge your own beliefs and actually get it done. You have to do something that you believe you can do. And most people have that they believe they can do that is pretty risky, but it has so much beneficial reward from it. But a lot of people always try to tell you not to do it. Screw them, bro. You have to keep a distance. Like I said in my last video, you have to keep a distance in some way. Because it doesn't matter how smart you are. Even in high school, right? Some people used to say I was smart. It's not that I was smart because I was a genius. No. Well, I wasn't smart enough to get a high, standardized test score. ACT, SAT varies from state to state, but I wasn't smart enough to get the highest of that. But I realized that those same people who got those high scores, most of them, I don't know about all because, I only knew a handful of people, but I just know that the people that I knew in high school who had those high ACT scores, I just know they're not going as hard as me. Yeah, and that may seem arrogant, cocky, narcissistic, but I know they're not going as hard as me. Success is measured in discipline, consistency. Now, it would make them more multidimensional if they had that, and then, they were kind of doing their own thing, like I'm doing, but probably not. Let's be honest. They probably got that score, and they're probably not taking as many risks. That's the one thing, though. When you really look at it from an outside perspective, those people probably don't take the most risk. I'm not saying they won't be successful. I'm not saying that at all. But when it comes to hyper successful, or, because there's different levels of success. There's different levels, all right? So people always think it's just a one-up thing. No, there's different levels of it. Multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, heck, sometimes 8 figures. You know, there's different levels of success, okay? So don't get that twisted. But I know I'm going to exceed them because my determination and discipline is outmatched. They won't be able to catch up. I just know they won't. And if it's going to be hard to catch up because I know what I'm doing now, whatever they're doing, they're not doing what I'm doing. I know they're not. I have that burning desire to keep going, to sacrifice, to risk it all. I have the willing desire to not play it safe, to go against society's norms. That's why. And yeah, like in high school, go back to high school. Yeah, I was smart. But the only reason I was smart was because I went to school, I took notes, you know, studied every day to make sure the notes didn't overaccumulate and I got stressed or overstimulated. Sometimes we'd have a review. Sometimes I guess we wouldn't, depending on what's not. At least I would be prepared for the review, but most of the times we have reviews before the test or quiz. And then I'd pass it. Most of them with A's and B's. That's literally it. That was the method, that was the formula. Just having that routine is why I passed. Now, don't get me wrong, some people could not study, such for ACT, SAT, or any schoolwork, and pass easily. And that may be fine, that may be cool. But sometimes that can be their detriment because when it comes to success, when it comes to all of that, to get ahead, you have to still put in crazy work and dedication and discipline. And when you're not disciplined to doing that, perfecting your craft, I mean, you're not supposed to be perfect, but the phrase perfecting your craft and always finding different ways to level up, to become the best, that can actually hold you back because you get very complacent, you get very lazy. You know what I mean? Not saying like I said, not saying that you won't get far, but you're going to hit a peak point, and you're most likely going to stay at that peak point because you're going to be more comfortable there. You know, you're not going to be used to taking different type of risk, even if it's minor risk, to feel more confident, have more courage to take bigger risks. Obviously calculated, you know, you don't want to take just blind risk. You know, but usually you can kind of sense which is calculated and which is just blind. It usually comes in different forms. But that's really what it takes. All right, so don't feel discouraged. Like in school, I know school is a joke. Middle, high school is a joke, but learn something from it. You know, look at your classes as if it's your goals. Your goal should be to pass with A's or B's, you know? And I guarantee you, as long as you study little by little every day, you're going to pass with A or B in the end. You're going to pass the midterm and pass the final. Even in college, same process. Just don't procrastinate. Don't wait, because if you procrastinate, you know, you're not being disciplined. You know, when you're not being disciplined, you start to feel like you're falling behind. And when you start falling behind, it's hard to play catch up. And even if you do make a comeback, or academic comeback, it's going to be the most ruthless, tiring, exhausting, mental exhausting game of your life. Okay, so that would be a lesson in itself not to do that if you have done that before. And if you haven't, I don't advise you to try that, because I know people who have done that in high school. A couple of times, not just once, a few times. I don't know. I think they just like the pressure, per se. But at the end of the day, you have to, you know, be more than just smart. Be more than just school smart and book smart, because you also have to be street smart. I can make another video on street smart, you know, and what I would, you know, advise you doing. You know, it's really not complicated. It's just kind of simple, basic awareness most of the time, but that'll be another video. But really, that's really the end of this video. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment down any other future videos you may want to see. If this resonated with you, or you know someone who always feels like, you know, they have to be the smartest to be the most successful, share this video with them. Let me challenge their belief. Share this. Let me know their thoughts on it. And like I said, this resonated with you, not only comment, but save it. Rewatch it. Because this is an occurring thing that a lot of people are still delusional about. Even back then. All right? Even back then, that's still something that people still believe in. If you're just smart, you'll get there. You can only get so far being smart. But until next time, I'm going to see you on the next one.